you guys. So today I wanted to make a video about the different stores and restaurants that we have here in Alaska. You guys already know whenever I'm making a YouTube video, it's literally about something that has previously happened, or I got a whole list of new information and I just want to share with everybody else. Well, today this video is going to be about all the different restaurants and different stores that we have in Fairbanks, Alaska. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, but of course it is February, and it's for some reason, even when I got here last year, was here last year, the beginning of the year, I always end up getting sick, usually around January, February of each year. Last year it was the same, and this year, of course, it happened. I ended up with a bad sinus infection, which delayed me doing my video, but I went to the doctor last Thursday, got some antibiotics. I'm feeling so much better than I was the week before last. Literally 3 weeks of blowing my nose. It was just horrible, but I'm feeling better today, and I decided, hey, Kim, you're feeling better today. Why not make this YouTube video? So the reason why I wanted to make it is because I've noticed with my Facebook page and also on my YouTube, there's a lot of people that has been moving into Fairbanks, Alaska lately, and is getting stationed at Fort Wainwright. I, for one, before I got here, wanted to know what kind of stores, what kind of restaurants were here before I got here. Me, of course, not knowing too much, was assuming that Alaska was going to be like everywhere else, and that I was going to have like a huge variety of restaurants, chain restaurants, stores. I was going to be able to see all the stores that I went shopping when I was living near Columbus, Georgia, and Fort Mitchell and Phoenix, Alabama. I thought I was going to be going to like Rose's, all my other little small stores like Target. And when I got to Alaska, it was a rude awakening. It is very different. So this video is just going to share to you what stores that we have here in Fairbanks, what may be affordable. Of course, me, I'm a mother of 4. So, of course, I'm a little bit on the cheap side. Of course, everybody knows that Alaska is expensive. There's no way around it. But this video is going to detail some of the places that I go where I can find reasonable price items, where it's a good place for you to get certain foods, certain clothing. So, let's get started on the video. So just to let you know, most of the stores I'm going to be naming are stores that people probably know from living in other states. I've always lived down south, so of course there's going to be a lot of stores up north that may be here in Alaska that I've never heard of before and probably be new to me. So like I said before, I'm going to be pretty much just naming stores that people maybe already know, stores that I know that's in previous states. And I'm going to be telling you about some of the stores that I've already been to and all my experiences with them. So just to let you know, Fairbanks, Alaska is just not totally empty and just have these few places. No, Fairbanks, Alaska actually have a lot of clothing stores, shoe stores, and a lot of restaurants. But me personally, I'm just going to be naming the ones that I personally know, that I've been to or have heard of before. All right, so if you watch any of my other YouTube videos, you would know that we came from Fort Benning, Georgia, which is right near Columbus, Georgia, and we lived in Fort Mitchell, Alabama. So while we was there, the 4 main stores I used to grocery shop at was Renfro's, Rainbow's, which was kind of like neighborhood store in that area in Alabama, Publix, and of course, Walmart. Those were my go-tos every time I would go grocery shopping. Well, when we came here to Fairbanks, Alaska, that wasn't the same. None of those stores are actually here. So I will tell you this, if you're living on post, you already know the best store to actually shop at is going to always be the commissary. Me, I'm not too much of a bigger fan of the commissary, but I will say when it comes to getting my meats, I usually only buy like a bunch of chicken. Every once in a while I get pork and lots of ground beef. I go to the commissary. They're always going to have good prices when it comes to the meats. Now, everything else, Walmart. I am not a fan of getting out in this weather. It is February, so of course it is still snowing. Ice is on the road. I am not a fan of getting out, so I usually do grocery pickup at Walmart. Me, I am a family of 6, me and my husband and my 4 daughters. We usually typically do grocery shopping twice a month. And our amount of money that we spend on groceries every 2 weeks, I will say from $350 to $400. Luckily, I do have a job as well, so that does help out a lot with that. I typically get like my canned foods and other random stuff like rice, chips, cereal, milk, all that stuff from Walmart. And I usually do the grocery pickup because I hate being in Walmart for hours. Just like in every other state where Walmart is like super packed, it's the same thing here in Fairbanks, super packed. And after I do my grocery pickup, I usually head on to the commissary and get all my meats for those 2 weeks that I'm going to be using or whatever. But there are other grocery stores here too, besides the commissary and besides Walmart. You actually can go to Safeway. I had never been to Safeway before until I got here. Actually, I had never heard of Safeway until I got here. Safeway actually has a huge variety of stuff. I will say they're slightly on the expensive side for me, but they do have good quality food. Their deli bakery department is actually really good. Another store is also Fred Meyer's. Fred Meyer's is actually nice. Usually when I'm doing my holiday shopping, like for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm from Mississippi, so I need like hog maw, stuff like that. And smoked turkey. I can always find that in Fred Meyer's. They never let me down. They also have a good variety of good quality food, vegetables, fruits, meats as well. I will say they are as well a little pricey on their end, but the good thing about Fred Meyer's, they give you a card, and usually you can use your Fred Meyer's card and get like a certain percentage of stuff off on stuff. So if you do like to shop at Fred Meyer's or know anybody that do, you need to have the Fred Meyer's card. Usually when you first come in there, you've never been a customer, they ask you, do you have a Fred Meyer's card? And they will get you one. It's free. You get the card and like sign up for it or whatever on the app, and you're good to go. Now, I have heard that it's an Asian market or Oriental store here as well. I personally never went to it, but I do have some friends that shop there, and they say that the food is very great quality. I probably will shop there. Probably will go just to see what they have in there. I kind of don't know what I would get, but from what I heard from others, Asian market is actually really good. Another great place to go for groceries is also Costco's. If you have a large family like I do and need to buy certain things, certain foods in bulks, Costco's literally is the place to go. I've never been to a Costco's before I moved to Alaska. Actually, where I'm from, in Mississippi, they don't have a Costco's. And when I lived in Fort Mitchell, Alabama, when we would drive to Columbus, Georgia, they don't have a Costco's either. I think the nearest one would probably have been maybe somewhere in Atlanta, I want to say, because I think Atlanta has Costco's. I may be wrong, but Costco's, of course, have a huge variety. They actually have some great sales. So yes, moving to Fairbanks, Alaska, I would suggest you get a Costco card. That is going to be very beneficial to you, especially if you have a huge family, and also because of the weather, how the winters are kind of harsh, and who wants to be going out all the time shopping, driving on these actual roads. I would suggest you get your Costco's card. So with clothing stores here, they do have a lot of different places where you can buy clothes. Me mostly, I will say, I usually buy my children's clothes from Walmart. I have all girls, so I can pretty much find them anything cute in Walmart that's at a decent price. Also, I do a lot of online shopping on Shein for my kids because I have girls, like I said. So especially my 13-year-old, she's always hollering about clothes online on Shein. So yes, I usually do my shopping either online for Shein, Amazon, or I'll go inside Walmart, and whatever I find that's cute at a reasonable price, I get it. Now, there are other clothing stores here. Of course, like I said, if you live on Post, you do have the main PX. They do have a huge variety of clothes. Costco's definitely, I will say with the clothes, Costco's have, from what I've seen, more of like outerwear, like coats, boots, snow pants, stuff like that. I personally never seen just regular like jeans and shirts. This is just me personally. I do see for the holidays when they have like different cute dresses and stuff, like for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, stuff like that. But I personally just never seen like a huge variety of cute shirts and cute pants and stuff like that. But as for outerwear, Costco's is great. I did get my kids coats there when we first moved here. Their winter coats and hats, very good. And I got them last year and they're still in good condition and holding up for this year. So perfect. They do have an Old Navy here. I've personally never been to the Old Navy here, but I hear a lot of people say that they have a good variety of stuff. Also, they do have a small mall, the Bentley Mall. I've never been in it, but I did hear that they have like a Torrance in there. I've been to Torrance in other states and it was good there, so I'm imagining it's probably the same way here. They do have a Journeys. I was considering going in there trying to see could I find some kids stuff. Fred Meyer's, even though Fred Meyer's is a grocery store, they actually sell clothes and shoes in there and electronics and stuff as well. So of course, no, we do not have a Best Buy in Fairbanks, but Fred Meyer's along with Walmart does have good varieties on electronics. Also, the main PX on post have a good variety of electronics as well. So when it comes to shoe shopping, they do have a lot of other shoe places here. I've honestly never not been to one. The only place I ever bought shoes from here was Walmart, and at the main PX, I got my kids snow boots. Me and my children are not really big on shoes. You know, some people are into like the name brands. Me and my kids are really not like that. I think because we're all girls and we kind of just don't care. So I've only went to Walmart and the main PX. Also, I've ordered my shoes and my kids' shoes like online at other shoe stores. Now, I did see that they do have a Foot Locker here. I've never been to it, but they do have a Foot Locker here. And also, they have Journeys, like I said before, and Journey sells shoes as well. So those would be some good places. Now, they do have other places where they sell shoes, like boots and stuff like that. But I, of course, have never been to those other stores. So I would say if you are shopping for shoes, you come in here. Definitely Walmart, definitely the main PX, and I would definitely look into going to either Journeys for your children or Foot Locker. But there are other shoe stores here I just personally don't really know about. I did forget to add this in. Also, Fred Meyer's and Costco's actually have a good variety on shoes. Now, when it comes to Fred Meyer's, they have great shoes, but like I said before, there can be a little bit costly when it comes to certain things, because I know I got me some winter like coats and stuff and they were super expensive, but they were like heavy duty, and I'm imagining the shoes are very good material, very heavy duty, and they're going to be as costly as well. Also, Costco's have shoes and at a very great cost as well. Now, when it comes to food, I am a foodie. You see these chubby jaws? I love to eat. And in my last duty station, I could always go to my favorites, which would be, of course, Chick-fil-A and Zaxby's. I used to be there like almost twice a week at each of them. I used to eat out like all the time. Also, Marco's Pizza. I literally lived like 2 minutes away from it when I lived in Fort Mitchell, and I used to get the kids pizza there at least once a week. Of course, when I moved here, all those places are not here, which is sad, but it's okay. I will say that if you live in Fort Wainwright, we of course do have Papa John's. Papa John's is usually everywhere. Every state I've went to, especially every Army base I went to, has had a Papa John's. And of course, Starbucks, you can't forget about that. But they also do have a Popeyes, a Burger King. I've never went to the Burger King, but my husband told me they do have one. And also they have a Charlie's. They do have that. That's one of my favorite places to go here. I try not to go all the time. I try to at least go twice a month, not so I can like break my pockets, but Charlie's here is actually really good. Now, when you're dealing with off-post, they do have a Pizza Hut. I do love Pizza Hut, but I've never been to the one here. Everywhere has a McDonald's. You can't even skip out on that. Any state you go to has a McDonald's. So yes, they do have 2 of them here. Also, they have Sonics. I love me some Sonics. They do have that, and Arby's. I personally have been to Arby's, but a lot of people like Arby's from what I can see, and they do have a Taco Bell. So those are some of the chain restaurants they have. They do have a KFC as well. I did go to that one time, and it's actually pretty good. Those are the chain restaurants. Now they do have other restaurants that's not chain restaurants that are actually pretty good, but of course I just want to let you know about the regular ones that you would see it if you went to any of the other 50 states. You would see like McDonald's, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, like that. They're all good, but just know after the ones I just named, there are other places here that are good, but I haven't gotten a chance to go to yet. Also, it's other really just nice restaurants that you, of course, never heard of because they're restaurants that are here, like Fender's, Brewster's. Those are restaurants here in Fairbanks. They're good. You should try it. But yes, there are a lot of good food places for you to go to here. Literally, and I almost forgot, they just opened up a Panda Express literally like a few weeks ago. Me and my husband went. It was actually really neat. I loved it. They have heated sidewalks. Yes, heated sidewalks. So you don't have to worry about slipping and sliding in the bad winter trying to go to Panda Express. It's literally been like the lines have been wrapped for the last few weeks. We went inside. Food was actually really good. I was super excited to have another food place here. I was like, yes, something that I personally know from civilization, Panda Express. So yes, that's actually another food chain that you can add to the list that they have here now, Panda Express. All right, so that concludes my video. I hope that it was helpful. This is just something to the new people that's gonna be PCSing to Fort Wainwright real soon, moving to Fairbanks, Alaska, just so you can see. Yes, it may seem when you first get here that OMG, like I'm away from civilization, because that's how I felt, because all my favorite places that I were so used to going to after living in Mississippi, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, then coming to Alaska, not seeing it. But yes, there is a little bit of civilization up here. You do get somewhat of the chain restaurants that you had at home. Also, the grocery stores, finding clothes and stuff like that. But I will tell you this, just the longer that you stay here, the longer you just adapt to everything and you just get used to it. There is a lot of good food places, like I said, a lot of good places to get your groceries, a lot of good places to find your clothes and shoes. And of course, you can never go wrong with ordering online, because I swear Amazon is my best friend here when it comes to getting what I need for my house, clothes, shoes, household supplies, all that. So you can never go wrong with that. So I hope this video was helpful to all you guys, all the people that's coming here. And of course, next time I have some more information, I'll be shooting it out to you. Bye.